It's 2:30 a.m., February 10th, 2026. I'm Wade Allen Heineman, and I'm half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa on V68 right now. I've been here since I got back from getting food in Evansdale, Iowa tonight at Burger King. Did a U-turn in my parents' driveway at, what time was it? I can find that here. My X count. See when I said, since I was in Evansdale at 9:50. Did a U-turn on my parents at 10:40 p.m. and then drove over here at half mile north of Fairbank on V68 and parked here in the lane since. By myself, was indicated I'm with a male again. I would never be with a male in any way whatsoever. Not romantically, not sexually, not intimately in any way. It's a lying criminal. I don't know who it is. Secondarily, I wanted to say, which it's not been allowing me to record this. Weeks ago, my father asked me to help him load their 13-year-old dog. They have a 13-year-old dog named Venus. It's a white dog. She was bleeding from the rear end when I got there, and she didn't want to be anywhere near my father, who's 84 years old. And she wouldn't look at him. And then he put a rope on her when she came over to me. She had no problem with me. She was friendly with me, wagging her tail, looking at me. She would not even look at my father. She would not look at him. She would not, didn't want to be close to him. I put her in the back of his truck, and he supposedly took her to the veterinary. And then I don't know, what happened at the veterinary, but because I wasn't with them. But I just feel like my father injured his own dog that they've had for 13 years, a loyal watchdog that they've had for 13 years. I feel like my father, 84-year-old father, injured her so he could make me look bad for some reason. And it's very shameful for me to admit that. And it's like the day it happened, it was shocking. And I've talked about it one or 2 days since then. And it's just kind of shocking to me that he would do that. I told my mother the first day that it happened, I was like, she wouldn't even look at Dad, and she didn't want to be around him. And she was bleeding from the rear end. And then he put a rope around her neck inexplicably when he was right next to me loading the dog into his truck. So I just think my father did something to the dog to try and make it look like I did something to the dog. That's all I can think of, because he's 84, but he can still lift heavy things. He could have lifted her into the truck himself, but she didn't want to be anywhere near him. And maybe she growled at him when he tried to lift her or something alone. That's why he needed me to come over. But he drowned a litter of puppies in a bushel basket when I was a little kid, and he left it where I could find it. So that was a memory I blocked out as a child. I know it happened because the dog had puppies and then she didn't have puppies. And I knew that, but it was one of those things where you don't want to admit your father would do something that monstrous and leave the puppies there for me to find them. And, now he, I believe, injured their own dog of 13 years to try and make me look bad for some reason. This is for youtube.com/@IAM WADEHEINEMAN. Again, youtube.com/@WADE. Got it wrong again. Here's my normal paper, but this is for on my phone again. This is the 10th. I haven't changed the paper yet. It's February 10th, but it's for my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/@IAM WADEHEINEMAN. Not for this channel. notforyoutube.com/@ WADEALANHEINEMNMN, but for my other channel. X.com/WADES2ND is me. It's February 10th. That says February 9th. It's obviously not 7:46 p.m. It's dark here. And you can see over here, maybe you can see the ethanol plant behind me, the lights. Just barely see them, I guess, in the center of the screen there. You can make them out. And then if I turn there, that's towards Fairbank. You can see the flashing light there in the tower. And you might be able to make out the trees there. I don't know. Let's turn on my truck real quick. So you can see where I'm at. I've been parked here since the time I mentioned earlier. And I needed to get this out because it was indicated I was abusing animals. I definitely have not abused any animals. The cats, outdoor cat, they're all outdoor cats. I feed and water them. Something's been dumping the water dish. I don't know if it's a person or an animal, but I water them every day, and it's empty almost every day. And it shouldn't be. So I don't know if there's a person coming over here and dumping the water dish, but I've not abused any of the cats, and I definitely didn't abuse my parents' dog, but I think my father injured the dog intentionally in the rear end, and then the dog would not look at him or didn't want to have anything to do with him. When I went over, he asked me to help him load her, and she was fine with me, but my father wanted to put a rope, or I tried to put a rope around her neck, and she was like docile. I don't understand what the hell he was doing, but that's why I think he's trying to make me look bad. Like maybe it makes it look like I'm trying to put a rope around her neck or something. I don't know, but it's very disappointing. And the more I think about it, it's maybe I shouldn't be around my parents. Maybe I should, make a plan to not be around them anymore, because it's the more I think about it, the more upsetting it gets. Signing off, February 10th, 2026.